Now we continue the conversation here in Nigeria as the nation's Chief of Defense Staff, that's General Christopher Musa, has claimed that members of the Boko Haram terrorist group in prison usually plan their operations as well as control the movement of their funds from behind bars. General Musa, who spoke on Tuesday when he appeared before the House of Representatives Committee of the Whole to discuss Nigeria's security challenges, claimed that some recently arrested Boko Haram terrorists in the northeast planned attacks from prison in connivance with prison wardens. Well, Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to look at this rather weighty claim by the Chief of Defense Staff. Good afternoon. Such a pleasure to have you on the program, as always.
It's a pleasure being here, as usual.
Right. Very weighty claim, shocking revelation to many. Is this surprising to you?
Yeah, it is good information and a welcome development that at long last, the defense chiefs are coming out with what has been hindering them from securing the entire nation. He said much more than that. See, what has been highlighted there is radicalization, you get me, and anti-government, anti-security strategies being formulated in prison with the aid of workers. But he said much more than that. He said much more than that. I hope that will not be politicized later. What he said was that security is not a matter for the military people alone or the police, that it should be a communal, national mindset to keep all of us safe. That the media, that's us, have been glorifying terrorists and bandits and their negative achievements at the expense of what the military people who are combating them are doing. I buy into that. But you see, what he has done, in my own mind, and I'm not trying to criticize the establishment, I'm trying to analyze, that he has tried to separate defense from security. Get me? That to defend, get me, you work in an environment. For example, he spoke of explosives, that, improvised explosives that are used to kill people, and that is very well reported in the media. That is because the roads are bad. So people resort to side roads, and then it's like they go to meet the terrorists in their own location, and people are killed, and that is given publicity. And then, you know, that not only in Nigeria, but all over, when explosions, when people are killed, when terrorist activities are done to the dismay and chagrin of people, some terrorists body will claim responsibility for it, and that is highlighted. And that in the minds of the people boosts the prestige, negative prestige, you may say, and ability to combat government of those groups. That is what he's trying to say, that security is a collective responsibility. See, the warders, even mentioned about the warders, that you see, they use their bank account, and whatever they get later, they split 50-50 with the warders. Let the government deal with the warders. The Kuje prison, sorry to say, in July, so many prisoners, almost half the prisoners in Kuje prison, maximum security, because they were radicalized. Even prisoners who did not have inkling of Islam went there to be given good food, to be given good accommodation, listen to the imams in the prisons, and that is our problem.
Let's go back to media reporting on terrorist activities as they, with the allegation, or not the allegation, with the statement that they are, and I'm not quoting verbatim, amplified is the word, as opposed to the efforts by the army. Now, my question is, if the media were not to stop reporting on these developments, do you think we would have gotten to the stage where we're at now, where the Chief of Defense Staff is opening up and telling us exactly what's happening on the ground, if there was no counter information from the media to create a sense of need for answers and solutions from the people. I'm not on the defense, Mr. Sobowale. We're having an exchange. We're media people, but what we're saying is let's have a balanced conversation.
Try to listen to the other side. The media has the space. It is a monopoly. What he's trying to say is to do some balancing. It's not absconding from his own responsibility that security is. But the reporting that we should not sensationalize terrorism at the expense of the effort of those combating it is something worth listening to and worth considering.
So when these events occur, there are facts associated with them. There are statistics, there, wherever it may be, it comes with facts. When it comes to the Army's effort, there are security implications to us amplifying the Army's strategies, the Army's means and ways of achieving their goals. So
you have missed the point totally.
Go on, then. Put me on point.
No, yes. Intelligence gathering, you get me, is a secretive thing. You get me? Part of what he's even saying is that the community should give information to the security forces and not give information to the terrorists at the expense of the security forces. Can't you see that? See, the issue is that, it is a collective responsibility. Even went on to say, even from the primary school to the secondary school, people should be oriented in such a way that they know that security is a communal effort. When I was young, you see somebody stealing, you report the person. They are not supposed to see somebody stealing and connive or not tell people.
So, Mr. Sobowale, the media should see people stealing and not report the people?
That is not. You have missed the point.
You keep saying this, but I want you to clarify.
You have missed the point.
Clarify, please.
You know the meaning of sensation?
Go for it.
That's exaggerating issues. She's not saying the media should not report. They should report. But as a sort of social responsibility, you do not glorify terrorism at the expense of defense of the state. She can see
agreed.
that.
No, that's very much agreed.
He's not saying that nobody can stop the media. Media is the fortress of the realm. Its duty is to make government accountable and even the air forces accountable and efficient in what they have sworn to do for Nigeria. For the first time, you have a military chief coming out and saying what he has said. It is worth listening to.
It certainly is.
That's right. And then it is worth correcting the anomalies he has stated. It was followed there by the military chiefs.
No, absolutely. And that's very much noted, and it's a very important directive that's been shared. As a media practitioner, I want to know, how would you go about correcting this alleged sensationalism?
That's not the issue here.
I'm curious. We're having a conversation.
See, I'm correcting it already.
By?
And do you not see that? By saying what I'm saying.
Well, I'm
and by you propping and defending the media at all costs? No, it should not be like that.
To establish your position.
You try to be objective. These are security people. They've gone to the parliament, the lawmakers, to tell them these are the odds against them, and we should listen to them.
No,
and what he has said, actually, is that security is the duty of everybody, not necessarily the military. There should be collective responsibility in making sure that the system is safe.
That's true.
That is worth listening to.
Now, and in the same breath, when we speak of collective responsibility, of course, Afenifere also came out to say they feel that the need for state security solutions needs to be expedited. What's your position in that, especially given the picture that was painted by the Chief of Defense Staff?
Wait, you have mentioned Afenifere, but you have not said what they said. They have said there should be policing at state level. State
security, yes.
That's right. That's what they have said. That has been in the offing since.
It certainly has.
That's right. And I'm sure sooner than later we'll get to that. Because if the
Is it the solution?
What?
Is it the solution?
There is no solution to any human situation, just like that.
Mr.
It is not mathematics.
Today you don't want me to pin you down on anything.
It is not mathematics. It is not 2 + 2 = 4. You get me? Security is a subjective issue. It's not mathematics, like I tell you now. It's not hard, you know. You see, if what he's saying, what Dayo Ferry is saying, is that there should be regional policing, there should be state policing. Get me? But given the context of the Nigerian Federation, you see, the center, although we run a federation, you get me? We are supposed to run a federation, but we are running a unitary system, literally, where the power rests in the center. Whereas a federation should be made up of equal federating states that have powers. And the state center should just have some minimal power. But we run a unitary system whereby revenue, everything, everybody goes to the center to collect. And those at the center never ever want to lose that control. Successive governments, they have promised restructuring and all that. But you see, if you do restructuring, you become a confederation. And if you say confederation, they will say you are talking treason. I hope I'm not accused of that as I'm talking now. Get me? But we are not running a true federation. We are running a unitary system. If you have federating units, you will have your police, you will have your control over your responsibility over your own security. But that is not happening. That is what Dayo Ferry is saying. And what the Chief of Army Staff is saying is that it is a communal, collective effort to provide security. And he has, the fact that he has pinpointed that Boko Haram people are planning strategies from our prisons, this is great information. And I hope the legislators know what to do with that information.
And on the list of things that were reported in this sort of a state of the nation's security was the judiciary's role as well, where he feels that the security forces can only capture, but it's the judiciary that prosecutes. Very briefly, you know, where's the overall that needs to happen there?
See, if you're talking of the judiciary and security, you are talking of the police. But we are discussing the Chief of Army Staff.
It was part of the report.
I do not see the connection between the
Mr.
security and the judiciary.
On that note, because you refused to answer my questions, we're going to take a very quick break. Mr. Dayo Sobowale, who doesn't want to answer my questions today?